All right, and welcome to another episode of the Jumping the Rail podcast here on the JTR Podcast Network. This is Mark Redmond coming to you for the Noodles position in Champaign, Illinois. Joined as always by my buddy Minderz.
Happy anniversary!
Happy anniversary. This week is 5 years since we launched this show. Minderz, you weren't with us with me.
Well, since you've lost this show, let's
true.
Let's call it what it is. You launched this show.
Yeah, me and of course Narj and Marco. You know, they were with me from the first year or so. And Minderz,
and you got stuck with me for what, the past 3 years?
Yeah, hey, you keep me from going too crazy, getting too stressed out or anything, which is evident by today. Because Minderz, I don't know if I've told you this, but the first week Marco and Narj and I were discussing this show, and we talked about possibly doing interviews. Marco says, "Okay, who would you want to get on?" And there was one guy at the top of the list.
Was there?
There was, and
was he strikingly?
He was, but Minderz, we are very, very lucky because he is joining us today.
He is.
He is a WWE Hall of Famer, 2-time Intercontinental Champion, 2-time World Tag Team Champion, and also, not for nothing, he is an
author,
a JTR Hall of Famer. Also,
yes,
there he is. Sports Circle a couple years ago, but it is the one and only Tito Santana. Tito, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good. It's so nice to see that you've been on the air. You must be doing something right to be on the air for 5 years.
Yeah, I joke I'm still figuring it out as we go, but it gets a little smoother every week. But
that doesn't mean we don't still have some problems once in a while.
We always joke if we don't have technical issues, we're doing something wrong,
right?
In some form or fashion. Tito, I believe you're coming to us from New Jersey, correct?
Yeah, I live in Roxbury, New Jersey. It's about 50 miles west of New York City.
Wow.
Okay.
And
close enough, but far enough.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's the way we go. We're about 3.5 hours from Chicago, so we get it.
Yeah. Oh my God. You know, the traffic in these big cities, you get stuck in rush hour. I mean, might as well park.
Yeah. Yep. Park and wait. Go get a cup of coffee.
Right.
Maybe have dinner, and then go back, and you might be able to move.
Yeah, you definitely have to time it.
Yeah. Definitely.
So Tito, I feel like there's a lot of our listeners that really, they know you from what they've seen on television, like over the years, but they don't know a whole lot about your background. You're from Mission, Texas, which is the southern part of the state, and you went to West Texas State University, which is, I wasn't familiar with until I read Ric Flair's book about 20 years ago. And when he ran down the list of all the wrestlers that came from West Texas State, it blew my mind. Think about it, because you had the Funks, Dusty Rhodes, Tully Blanchard, Ted DiBiase, all these guys that I grew up watching, and knowing that they came from the same school was just insane to me. But
yeah, Bruiser Brody, Stan Hansen, I mean, Manny Fernandez, myself. Yeah, the list, and of course the Funks. May they both rest in peace.
Yeah,
it's amazing. You know, the number of guys that came out of there. Dick Murdoch claims that he went to West Texas State, but Dick Murdoch never went to college. So.
He played the alumni game. That's all he did. He didn't
go
to the school.
Yeah.
Well, I discovered things I didn't know, Reb. And I like to say that I know a little bit about wrestling, but I didn't realize that Tito actually did go and play for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yes, you know, I didn't stay there long, but you know, I'm still proud to say that I wore the uniform.
Right.
You know, I put on the pads, and you know, I was there for 10 weeks, and then I got cut. Then I went and played for the BC Lions in Canada, and you know, spent a year and a half over there. And but I realized, I mean, back then the lifespan for a football player was about 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and Joe Blanchard, Tully Blanchard's father, was a promoter in San Antonio, and he kept talking to me about becoming a professional wrestler. And I used to see wrestlers that were in their late 30s, you know, and I said, well, it looks to me like the longevity for a wrestler is longer than a football player. not only because of the injuries, but the talent coming out of these colleges year after year after year.
Right.
You'd have to be competing every year, with talent, fresh talent, and the athletes just keep getting bigger and faster and better, and I think I made the right move.
Yeah,
I agree.
I would
I
say so.
agree.
So, yeah, I know. I just finished reading your book not too long ago. Don't Call Me Chico, that you put out some years ago, and you weren't a wrestling fan growing up. You said you worked with your family, traveling all over the place, so you didn't have a lot of time to watch wrestling, from what I gathered. So it was literally Tully and Joe Blanchard that put the bug in your ear to get into professional wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, I Mission had wrestling probably, I don't even know, it was Friday or Saturday, but it would come on probably around 11 or 12. And, I wasn't up. I was always playing when I was going to school, in high school. I was always playing sports, and I didn't stay up that late. I wasn't watching wrestling, so I didn't know anything. I mean, I got in trouble when I first started. I went to Miami, Florida with Tully Blanchard, because me and him went to Tampa, Florida to get started in 1977, January 1st. I'll never forget that. And I took a drive with Tully Blanchard and a couple of the other wrestlers, and I get to the dressing room, and Dusty Rhodes came in late, and he walked in, and he's making a lot of noise. The American Dream was the main guy there, and I stupid me, I asked Tully, I said, Tully, who's that? And he says that's the
no.
Dream. It was the main event. It's Dusty Rhodes, and Tully. I never forgave him for this, because I don't know if he did it in kindness or not, but he said, Dusty, Merced doesn't know who you are, and the egos back then, I don't
Right.
think it set well with Dusty, but I think after a while Dusty accepted me.
Mm-hmm.
I say you're one of the wrestlers that I notice that nobody ever has a bad word to say about. That
Yeah, I
anyone that
mean,
we've ever talked to, anyone we've met, you're one of the few that I don't hear anybody say anything bad about you.
yeah, I think it's because I respected everybody, and I got everybody's respect. Also, I treated people the way I wanted to be treated, and even now, I mean, I see some of my friends, wrestlers that go on Facebook, and they knock other wrestlers, and the other wrestlers happen to be dead, and now the other guy is saying bad things about him, and I just can't, if you can't say something good about somebody, you know don't say anything at all. Keep your mouth shut.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
kind of superstitious. I'm one of those. I think it's bad luck to speak ill of the dead when they're not around to defend themselves. So I try to avoid doing it. But
Well, Reb, we try to avoid talking ill of the living, let alone.
well, that's true.
I mean, we have enough problems there. But
That's right. Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the things I like to pride us on with our podcast, is that we have a professionalism that no matter who we're speaking to, which sometimes requires me to bite my tongue a lot,
I can
especially when we're
imagine.
talking to some other people that we talk to on our independent show.
Uh-huh.
But there's times that I feel like I have to really bite my tongue, but then there's other times I'm like, yeah, no, it's all right. I'm just going to keep my mouth shut, let them run their mouth, and we'll move on. It'll be fine.
Yeah, they'll put their foot in their mouth.
Eventually,
Yeah.
yes, they will.
Yeah.
And
So
Reb's like, I know exactly who she's talking.
might be seeing one of them tomorrow. Matter of fact.
Yep.
But one thing I wanted to get your take on is you got to train with Hiro Matsuda in the late 70s. And I've heard all kinds of stories about training with him. Of course, you heard the story about Hulk Hogan breaking his leg on the first day of training. What was your experience training with Hiro?
My experience, I heard a lot of things about Hiro Matsuda. Hiro Matsuda probably knew that I didn't know anything about wrestling, but he also knew that I was an athlete, that I had played, professional football. And when I got to Florida, first day, I was in pretty good shape, and he did work you hard, but as long as you were not a smart ass, and I was not a smart ass, I was just all ears and show me what I need to learn. And, I started from, I mean, he worked me hard, and, they try to blow you up, and then they start showing you the moves. I wasn't smart. They didn't smart me up until, I had my first match. I've heard about Hulk Hogan breaking his leg, and it was funny that, is that true? I really don't know. Uh, I wasn't there when Hogan went out the first time, but I never heard anything about Hiro Matsuda breaking anybody's leg. I mean, it could have happened,
That
but
might be like an
like I
old wives'
said,
tale, but
who knows?
yeah. Yeah, that's a story that's definitely made the rounds. So it might be apocryphal, but I don't know that for sure. But
I mean, he probably might have put a hole where he hurt him, and he had to take a few
And he
days
thought it
off.
was broke. Yeah.
right.
Yeah, but like I said, I wasn't there, so I don't know. I'm not gonna say yes or I'm not gonna say no, but I know that me and Barry Orton, Bob Orton's brother, and I think he's since passed
I
away.
believe so, yeah.
Uh, we were he was also working out, and Hiro Matsuda worked out with him a little bit, but Hiro Matsuda didn't like him because you know it, through my experience over the years, guys that had a father who was a professional wrestler, those guys, the minute they stepped into the ring, they knew the business. They it almost like they knew how to work already, and
Hmm.
and Barry, I was just learning how to take all kinds of bumps. I mean, I didn't know how to take bumps, and Hiro Matsuda started, right from the beginning, uh, taking the low bumps. How to do a backdrop, and the guy would get on all fours, and I would run and put my head on his back, and I hook his belly with my arms, and then I roll over and take a bump on my back and spread my arms so I can make a wider base. He hated Barry Orton because Barry Orton was walking around and talking to the fans, pretending that he was talking to the fans and being a heel. And Hiro Matsuda didn't appreciate that because he hadn't had a match yet. He was also breaking in. So if you rubbed him wrong, he wasn't kind. He was very nice to me. I must say. I mean, did he work me hard? Yeah, but I appreciated everything he taught me.
Yeah.
So you mentioned Bob Orton. We're actually in Orton country. I feel like we're not too far from. We're about 2.5 hours from St. Louis too. So we're right in the sweet spot of Illinois, where everything's about 3 hours or 2.5 to 3 hours away from us. But what was it like training with Bob? Because you trained with Bob Orton too, didn't you?
Bob was the tag team champion. He would come in once in a while. It was his father who
Okay.
was also, I believe, Bob Orton.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And his father was probably, I would say, I would say he was close to hitting 60. And I got to wrestle him in the ring, as a matter of fact. And all those Ordens were big men. The father was about 6'4". Cowboy Bob Orton was about 6'4", and now the son is a big man
I
himself.
think
Yeah.
Randy 6'3", maybe 6'4".
Six or six
Yeah,
four, I
I
thought.
mean, great
Yeah.
athletes. They were all great athletes. great amateur wrestlers, so they came from a wrestling background.
Reading your book, you mentioned a lot of guys that you consider a mentor, like when you were coming up. You mentioned, Hero. You mentioned Joe Blanchard. You mentioned Paul Jones was one that you brought up when you were working in Georgia, and you told a story about how he taught you how to throw a good working punch.
Well, a lot of people helped me throughout. I remember Paul Jones told me to hang a cup from the ceiling in the house and throw punches to the cup, and it's where you barely touch the cup, and I did that, but I it took me a while to be like I can throw a punch. I mean, I think I have one of the best punches in the business, where I can throw a punch to somebody's nose or somebody's teeth and make it look like I'm really laying it in and barely touch them. That's a real art to be able to throw a punch, and a punch is only as good as the wrestler would sell it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I throw a punch to your nose and you don't acknowledge that I threw a punch, well, the punch didn't mean anything. But if the punch looks like it connected and either take a bump or just turn around and sell, grab, the part of the face that got hit, like they used to tell me, any bump, they drop you from the top turnbuckle if you get up and I used to remember, I remember working with Ric Flair, and Rick was one of the best, and I was working with Ric Flair, and he worked a spot, and he tells me, Tito, do this. I'm going to go up to the top turnbuckle. I want you to slam me from the top turnbuckle. So he had been working on me a little bit. So I throw him off the top turnbuckle. He takes a bump, and as I'm getting up from my knees, he's putting the boots to me, and I thought to myself, boy, that bump really meant something, you know. So a punch or a bump they're only as good as the your opponent sells it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
something we talk about a lot when we watch, especially the young guys. It almost seems like there's a lack of selling in a lot of the young wrestlers these days. They always want to get their stuff in, so they don't like take the time to really register or communicate that with the audience.
I was just going to ask, Tito, do you get a chance to watch any of the current product, or do you even want to watch any of the current product?
Well, if once in a while I go to independent wrestling shows and I watch it a little bit, and you guys know it's not the same business as when we were doing it. Now it's like I was at the WrestleCon in Minneapolis, and I saw some of the matches. I remember the first match, the women, they must have given each other maybe 15 unbelievable finishing moves, and they would kick out and get up and, start beating the other person and back and forth. And then she beat the person that won the match, won it with a roll up. I mean, you do all these crazy, killer bumps, and then you beat somebody with a roll up. It just doesn't make sense, they just. But you're right. They don't allow anybody to sell anything. The fans, as a baby face, the heel had to cheat to take advantage of the baby face, and then the baby face would start selling, and then when the heel would grab a hole, that's when the fans really started to get involved. They start chanting Tito, whoever the guy that's selling, and if you were ready to make the comeback, you'd make the comeback. If you're not, you'd have the heel pull your hair or your trunks, or do something where they take over again and continue the selling. And when the heel would do stuff behind the referee, that's where the heat would come in. Now they do everything in front of the referee, and all the heat goes on the referee. It's it's a hard business to learn, and the problem is, these young guys, the business has changed, and they don't have like. when I got started, I tell everybody the first 5 years that I wrestled, everybody that I wrestled that I worked against was better than me. So every night I was learning. The guys were teaching me, and I was all ears. I had a lot of respect. I wasn't gonna try to overdo what they were leading me to do. And that's I guess that's where I earned a lot of my respect. From the boys.
Yeah.
It, Reb, he's talking about that. And what did I send you as I was watching a independent show this morning? It was, I have a headache. They're not selling. It was so bad. I was like, you don't pop out of a Canadian destroyer. That doesn't work that way. Come on, guys.
There are matches when people take like 5 or 6 pile drivers and just pop right back up, and that drives me nuts because
it drives us crazy.
Right, and heaven forbid, when they get covered, they put their leg over the rope, so the referee can break the count, or grab the rope with their hands. They want to kick out. It's crazy, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
There was a story, I forget if the grappler told it on our show or if I heard it on maybe the Bradshaw Briscoe podcast, where he was in a 6-man against Andre and I think JYD and somebody else, and he nobody was selling for him, and then Andre insisted on getting in, and then he told grappler to load up the boot and kick him in the gut, and Andre sold it like he got hit with a shotgun blast in the stomach. And just completely got grappler over and got the loaded boot over in a split second.
And it probably showed the other wrestlers, what it is to sell. If a giant can sell, anybody should be able to sell,
Yeah.
But he put the whatever in the boot, and just like the Iron Sheik used to load his boot, and give him the headbutt and the tip of the boot, and the guys would sell it.
There's so many. There's some guys that we watch, Minderz, that I would love to say, hey, you ought to try the loaded boot and get that. It's so simple, but it's so easy to get heat with.
Well, okay. How, Reb? I'm going to our independents, and one of our favorite independent wrestlers that, fingers crossed, this kid's going to make it one day. He's at a really young age. He works really hard. He's been to Booker T's school down, and
I know what you're talking about.
You know exactly what I'm talking
I
about.
do.
We're talking about Devontae Knox, our buddy Devontae Knox. So at a show on accident, he actually broke a guy's nose with his butt.
Oh my
God. He gave him a hip attack, like a jumping
hip away almost, like.
Yeah, and when he hit it, we're not sure if he actually broke the guy's nose with his butt, but the guy ended up with a broken nose because of that move. So then we were trying to sell Devontae on any time, like, your thing should be now that if anybody gives you an atomic drop, whoever gives that to you, they need to sell it like you broke their knee with your butt.
Right.
And that's how you need to do it. And then that way that can be like your thing.
Well, that's how you get a finish over.
Well, and I told him, I said, we'll call you Iron Cakes. And we still call him Iron Cakes to this day. But it's like, no, if people do an atomic drop, you need to no sell it and they need to oversell it. And it'll work, we promise. And we still can't get him to do it, but it's okay. He'll get there eventually.
He's got a lot of talent.
He's very talented. Very talented. And we just hope that the right people see him one day. So, like I said, he's been down to Booker T school. So hopefully that got some eyes on him and it'll work. So.
Right.
So I was working, and I can't remember who I was working with, but the guy was working on me, and he was greener than I was. I was, and I tell the guy, I said, grab me in a headlock and hit me with the gimmick, take the gimmick out and hit me with the gimmick and then put it back in your trunks.
Mm-hmm.
So the guy says, I don't have a gimmick. And I said, I know you don't have a gimmick. You know you don't have a gimmick. But if you go through the motion of taking it out of your trunks and hitting me with a gimmick and putting it back in, the fans don't know you don't have a gimmick.
Right.
It's all what you pantomime to the fans, and then we can spend some time. I could sell, and we could spend some time with the referee trying to find the gimmick in the guy's trunks, But some guys, somebody has to teach them that,
Hmm.
everybody's like I said, for the first 5 years, everybody was teaching me,
Yeah.
and towards the end, I was so knowledgeable that it was my turn to teach, and that's what I
Yeah.
did.
All right, Reb, are you going to get into it? Because you're talking about you wanted to talk about feuds.
I did. Yeah. I mean, I first became aware of you when I was about, and at the risk of dating myself, I was about 5 years old, and my dad rented the first WrestleMania, and we put it on. You were the first match with the Executioner, but then after that, then you came out during the Valentine JYD match, and I had no idea what was going on at the time. I didn't know about the feud with Valentine before that.
Uh-huh.
But then as I get older, I get access to videotapes. YouTube is the thing. I see more and more of this stuff you did with Greg Valentine in 1984, 85. And it's, honest to God, one of my favorite feuds I've ever seen in wrestling with all the stuff you guys did for that Intercontinental Championship. What was it about Greg that was so enjoyable to work with him?
Well, Greg, I used to come home and I used to tell my wife, I've had easier street fights than wrestling Greg. I mean, he was like a pit bull. You'd not what happened, and so I said I want to sound groggy. I want it to be normal.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it was. As soon as I woke, my eyes opened up. The camera was right there, and they asked me the question, and I don't know if you remember watching that interview.
I did, yeah.
But it felt real, and uh, believe it or not, I wrestled Valentine 10 days later in Madison Square Garden, and my knee still couldn't go. So I told Greg, I said, Greg, there's not much I can do. Again, I taped up my knee. I had gone to therapy, and my knee was getting better, but it was still pretty tender 10 days later. But I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and I'm just going to attack you. And, I attacked him, and we went to the mat, and I was just beating the crap out of him. And he just, couldn't take it anymore. And he just left the ring. And
Mm-hmm.
that was the first match, and we did that everywhere. And, every day my knee was getting better and better and better. And we we did have the longest feud in the history of the WWF. And I mean, we had all kinds of gimmick matches and lumberjack matches and tape fizz matches and time limit matches in Madison Square Garden where you couldn't wrestle past 11, and
Yeah.
we came back where you could. There's no time limit, and we just had match after match after match, and finally we settled it in Baltimore in a cage match.
Mm-hmm.
And the people just couldn't get enough. I mean, I remember Hulk Hogan in Boston. We were the main event. It was so loud in Boston, and Hulk Hogan said, "Man, I heard you guys sold out. This place or that place and that place." And we were selling out places without Hogan being on the card. And that hadn't happened too often. In
Yeah.
the WWF.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe Sheik and Slaughter might have done it a few times also around that time when they were having their run. But for my money, that cage match is my favorite cage match that you guys had in Baltimore, especially the finish.
Yeah, the finish that Gorilla Monsoon gave us that finish, as a matter of fact.
Interesting.
I'll go Gorilla.
And then, of course, we had Strike Force. We got to talk about Strike Force.
We got to talk about Strike Force. I mean, when you're a 7-year-old kid and you got two guys with lightning bolts on, right? They're going to be over. So my first question about Strike Force is, I mean, we don't have to get too much into the Tom Zink deal, but was that basically the plan they had for the Can-Am Connection, was to have them get the tag titles eventually before Zink left? and
I think they were I mean they were getting a big push in New York, and and they were getting over too. I mean they were a good looking team, and
yeah.
the stuff they were doing in the ring, the people were buying it, and all of a sudden, he's gone, and Vince came up to me and asked me if I wanted to team up with Rick. And I said, of course, because Tito Santana wasn't doing anything. I was just getting guys ready for Hulk. They put him with me, then they go to Hulk, and he says, I think we're going to call you Border Patrol, and because Rick. I'm from South Texas, and Rick was from Canada,
Uh-huh.
and I said, Vince, and back then, there were some Hispanics that were trying to get across on train cars. And in South Texas, the train cars were probably up to 120 degrees, and some of them were dying in the train cars. And I said, Vince, I said, I'll do whatever you want me to, but I said, Border Patrol. I said, there's some people dying in the train cars. I said that might turn us heel. And he says, you got a point. And then next TV, he came up. He says, "Oh, you guys are going to be Strike Force," and it turned out to be we ended up. Rick and I had been partners before in the AWA.
Which I did not know until long afterwards. I saw the match you guys had with the High Flyers.
Yeah, I mean, we had the High Flyers were babyface matches, and we were baby faces, and we had all kinds of great matches with those guys. Also, for a babyface match to go 60-minute draws, and for us to have the fans at the tip of our hands, we were doing something right in the ring, and the time that we spent together there made it a very easy transition for both of us.
Mm-hmm. You guys were the first time I ever saw a title change on television when you guys beat the Hart Foundation, and they showed it on Wrestling Challenge, because that happened to be a Saturday when I was home. Because so I wasn't home when they showed Honky beating Steamboat earlier that year, but I was home when they showed the match you guys had with the Hart Foundation. It was so fun. It was such a good match, and it was Minderz. I don't know if you've seen this. It ended with Martel winning clean with the Boston Crab on Neidhart, and nobody ran in. It was
nobody ran in.
No, like Brett didn't run in to try to break it up. You didn't have to run in to stop Brett from interfering. It was
Somebody let a hold go? What? How does that work?
And win a match without cheating?
Right. Now, see, I do have a thing about that. It's only cheating if you get caught, and if you aren't cheating, you aren't trying. I'm a little bit of a heel fan. I do enjoy my heels.
Well, we both are. But
yeah, but
that's where you get the heat. If you do the stuff behind the referee, where the referee doesn't see, that's where you can get across to the fans, that you didn't get caught,
Yeah. Yep. But it's so funny to listen to some of the ones we go and see now in the independents, and they're like, "Oh, the fans really he cheated," and the refs sitting there going, "I didn't see it. And they're like, "You're a bunch of cheaters," and I'm like, "If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying." And then they get mad at me, and it's a whole thing, and it's all right.
And that's where you get, like Honky Tonk Man, told me, Honky Tonk and Jesse the Body Ventura were two guys that got the most out of the least of work in the ring, but they got the fans involved. And Honky told me one day, he says, the fans want to be involved. Mm-hmm. You got to get the fans involved. Like Honky would pick somebody in the front row and just stay with them, and before you know it, the whole building was upset at the way he was treating that one particular person, and it's the guys that knew how to get the fans involved that made the money.
So when you say that, the person that automatically comes to my mind from that early or the late '80s era is Ted DiBiase. offering the kid $100 if he could dribble the basketball 10 times, and that's just where my mind automatically goes, is all the times that he, kicked the basketball away from the kid. Or
what a great job
such a good role.
Ted did with that gimmick. I mean, and I didn't know this, but I just saw him talk about where that left. When Vince was walking by and DiBiase was doing an interview, and he heard DiBiase do the laugh, and Vince told him, says, "That's the $1 million laugh," So that's it's an iconic laugh that only he can do it.
Yeah.
Minderz, we were talking to Tito before we went live, and we promised you were going to tell a story, and we almost forgot about it.
No, we hadn't. We did not forget about it.
I mean, we're talking about Strike Force, so
I know, but I was going to okay, and we're going to get ready and move on to Martel turning on him, and that being the moment in my life
I need
where
a minute
I cried
to prepare
the
for that
hardest. One of the times I cried the hardest watching wrestling. So we do on occasion. We have a couple other guys that join us, and we do our fantasy drafts. And we had, was it 80s?
It was the 80s draft. We always do a theme, like it's got to be like all heels or 80s or WCW, whatever, what have you.
Yeah, so it was our 80s draft, and
you had the first pick.
I got first pick, and I know that Reb's a huge Strike Force fan, and I've known it for a really long time. And I picked Strike Force before he could get to Strike Force. He was so mad at me. He still doesn't forgive me.
Once a heel, always a heel, right?
That's right. Right? But I got her back because I took the Bulldogs.
I would say he got me back because he took the Bulldogs. So, yeah. I like those Bulldogs. So, yeah, he got me back. But, I don't know. Reb, we're talking about the draft stories. You got to tell him the story about Judy Martin.
Oh yeah, same draft, and one of our buddy AJ picked the Glamour Girls. And our friend Bari, who's our other guy, he blew a gasket. He wanted the Glamour Girls so bad.
He wanted the Glamour Girls so bad.
Specifically, he wanted Judy Martin because he is a huge Judy Martin fan.
He started yelling, "You stole my good Judy!" And well, Reb, you'll have to send him the clip because I think he would enjoy it.
I think I may have the clip. Hang on.
Oh, do you have the clip?
I think I have.
That would give everybody a chance to really grab a drink.
Yeah, I've got the clip here. Hang on.
All right, let's play the clip.
All right, not safe for work if you're listening to this on.
Yeah, not safe for work. There's a cuss word or two on here.
Well. I also have I have not picked a single woman for my roster, given that Sherry got took. Why don't I take two and make up for the deal? I will take the Glamour Girls.
God, you son of a bitch!
The first time I've ever heard that much rage over the Glamour Girls.
That was literally my next pick.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right.
Hang on, let me get the picture up here. I didn't see much of Glamour Girls as a team outside of their stuff with the jumping bomb angels.
Yeah, women's tag team champions during their era.
And AJ, you get Jimmy Hart.
You took Judy Martin from me. You took Judy Martin.
No one ever.
You took Jimmy Hart from me.
No, you can still get Jimmy Barry. I mean, he goes with whoever. It's not,
no. It doesn't matter. He took Judy Martin from me. Look at her.
He took your Judy.
My Judy. My good Judy.
You have a bad
I'm devastated.
Judy? There's a bad Judy? Okay.
You took Judy Martin.
Oh, that's
it never gets old for us.
we get fired up about certain things, but
was that Lalani Kai teamed up with Judy?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I run into Lalani Kai more than any of the other girls. You know, the girls back then, they wrestled like women, and pulled hair, and the girls now they wrestle just like guys. I don't know what the deal is, but it's completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah. we got a couple questions, Reb. Do you want to get into these? Okay.
Sure. Well, Papa Pullman popped in here, and he's an older fella, but he had a question here. Speaking of tag teams, he wants to know what it was like working with the Wild Samoans back when you were teaming with Putski.
Well, let me tell you, that was pretty early in my career. I started in 1977, and me and Ivan Putski were tag team champions in 1979. So it was pretty early in my career when I got my first break in New York. And I come to find out the Samoans were coming in, and Vince Sr., had told me that we were going to drop the belts to the Samoans. And I go out and I'm watching the Samoans wrestle, and man, the stuff they used to do in the ring was brutal. It looked like they were killing their opponents. And believe it or not, I was scared to death. When I went in the ring against the Samoans for the first time, and then I wrestled them, and the stuff that looked like they were killing the guys, you couldn't even feel them. It's talk about fantastic workers. I work with some guys that would potato the. You know what a potato means in wrestling, right?
Oh yeah.
that like Valentine would potato the hell out of me. And I would tell Valentine, I said, Greg, I said, you don't have to convince me. I believe. I know that you're tough. Convince the fans. And the Samoans were so good that they would barely touch you, but they looked like they were killing you. And they were unbelievable. May they both rest in peace.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen much of the kids now? The Jacob Fatu and the Usos, all the kids that come up from that family.
I really don't know. I see Samoans in the rings, and I can associate what family belongs to which ones.
Mm-hmm.
They're all fantastic workers. I mean, it almost like they dominate the professional wrestling now. They have so many stars. Just like the first match, what was Alpha's son's name? Tonga Kid's partner. What was his name? They were tag teams. They both got started at the same time. Anyway, he was going to do TV, and they put him in with me, and that was going to be his first match. And I had a match with him, and it looked like he was working for years, and they were natural. But like I said earlier, I think when you were a son of a wrestler and you grew up watching it, I think you had a head start, amongst other guys that were trying to get going.
Yeah, that wasn't Samu, was it?
Samu, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he was unbelievable. They hired him right there after we had our match.
Then three Samoans at once.
Well, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Great workers and great bumpers, and very easy to work with in the ring. I mean, unbelievable.
They scared the police also.
Oh my God.
Grabner told us a story about hanging out with, was it Sika Minderz?
Sika. Yeah, it was Sika.
And somebody just pulled up to like the hotel in a pickup truck and started just mouthing off to Sika, and I forget what it was. He didn't get his hands on him.
No, but they told Sika the wrestling was fake.
Uh-huh.
And Sika did not take too kindly to that.
No.
So there was, I don't think he got his hands on him, but he definitely wanted his hands on him.
Probably put the fear of God in him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he put the fear of God in him. But
I love the story about when High Chief was wrestling and Alpha and Sika were just in the crowd, and they would start jumping and going after, like they tried to charge the ring and were taking out the security and all this. And somebody told High Chief, "You better train those boys, or they're gonna kill somebody."
I mean, they were all huge guys, and and fast. They could move like they were 120 pounds. I mean, unbelievable.
From what I hear, it sounds like even the ones of today are starting to have a whole bunch of little Samoans running around too. So I think the family's just going to grow and continue to take over. So
yeah, they're like puppies. They have a whole bunch.
a whole slew of them.
Oh yeah, but they're all. I mean, the
they're all
nicest,
very talented,
nicest people in the world, and very talented, and I mean, and they look the part. I mean, let's face it.
Definitely do. Yeah. Our buddy Scott Minders has a question, and
I didn't know if you went down to that one or the one that our jumping Jeff Farmer is this
that's
week.
more of a comment, but he just he says always
no the one above that
world champion, and then there's one I didn't see that one. I'm a little frazzled today, Minders.
I know you're excited. I get it.
So he says, I always wonder what guys like this think of nowadays, with everyone seems to get a run as champion when back then only Hogan and a small few got it. Like, I think he means like how the belts will get hopitated a little bit nowadays instead of like back when like in the 80s and 90s, guys would have it for 2 or 3 years at a time sometimes.
Well, I think Backlund hit it 5 or 6, and how long did Hogan have it?
4?
The belts used to mean something back then. I think, they go back and forth, and you don't know who's the bad guy, who's the good guy, nowadays. And, like I said, it's a different ball game. And, I honestly don't think that the title changes, mean that much, like they used to. You were right. Who had the belt before? Bruno Sammartino had it for forever. Before he dropped it to who did he drop?
Ivan Koloff.
And then Koloff dropped it to
Pedro.
To Pedro, and then I don't know how Bob Backlund ended up with it, but
Backlund beat Superstar Billy Graham for it in '78.
Okay. But Vince McMahon Sr. loved Bob Backlund. Backlund was a great wrestler. He wrestled in the University of Minnesota or someplace in Minnesota and North Dakota. He was a fantastic college wrestler. So he could handle himself.
Yeah,
he didn't have. I don't think he had quite the charisma that some of the other guys had.
I can see where Vince wouldn't want to hitch his wagon to Backlund with the personality and the charisma and all that stuff. He was very much more of a Hogan guy back then.
Yeah. You're right. And his interviews were too low keyed. You had to really listen into what he was saying. He didn't bring the up and down. The fire and and getting cold and hot and cold and hot. He just the same plateau. The fans wouldn't get too excited.
Yeah.
Right.
And when Backlund got excited, he didn't look normal.
No.
Right. Exactly. When he went crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you put up the one? Here, I'll put this one back up again.
Oh yeah.
Our buddy, he always thought that Tito should have been WWF champion. I agree.
And there's a story there. Apparently, from what I heard, it was between you and Brett in the early '90s to take that spot when Vince was kind of getting away from like the Hogans and the Warriors and the Flairs.
Yeah, there was a time when the WWF, when I became El Matador, the WWF was going to start going into Mexico and South America and Central America and Barcelona, Spain, and at that point, I wrestled the Undertaker in Barcelona, Spain, and I beat him.
Mm-hmm.
And I had heard ramblings about they were might be putting the belt on me. I didn't know that, but the devaluation of the peso, was not business. It wasn't a good business move. I think it was 35 pesos to $1 back then. So, and it was hard to get the money out of Mexico, and I think one thing led to another. But the night that Red got the belt, they took a long time and Pat Patterson came out and he says, Tito, says, the reason we took a long time, it was because we couldn't decide. It was between you and Brett, and they went with Brett. Well, I didn't want to know that I came in second.
Right?
You don't
Just
have
don't tell me.
you don't have to tell me the BS. But I went on about my business, and Ted DiBiase comes up to me, the $1 Million Man, a few minutes, because we went to college together. We were good friends. He says, "Yeah, Pat Patterson just told me that it was between me and Brett," and, I didn't say nothing, and I still haven't told Ted. I haven't told Ted that Pat had come to me before him. So I don't know how many other guys Pat went to, with the BS that it was between you and Brett.
He went to Martell. He went to
right,
Chongo.
Who knows?
Okay, Reb, do the question from Scott, because we've kind of got a time limit here.
Yeah,
I know we're getting close. And
Tito, we're gonna have to do a part 2.
we're gonna have to do a part 2 because we're not even there yet. So,
so our friend Scott Harden posts in here. He says, "Did you ever consider going heel?" And this is an interesting deal because the only time I've seen you close to working heel is a match I actually just saw yesterday from All Japan. You and Jimmy Snuka against Kobashi and Fuji in a tag match about 1990. And you weren't necessarily full heel, but that's the closest I ever saw you come to being a heel, because you were drawing Kobashi in the ring and taking cheap shots on the apron, all that kind of stuff. But you spent your whole career as a babyface beside that. And the only guy I can think of besides that is Rick Steamboat, that never really went heel. But did that ever get discussed? I know you and Martel both pitched to Vince to be the one to turn heel on the other with Strikeforce.
Well, I don't really know that Rick Martel pitched it to Vince. I pitched it to Vince.
Okay.
Before Rick came back, and I knew that they were going to split us up. And I asked Vince, I said, Vince, I wanted to be a heel. I said, is there any way? Because I had seen other wrestlers, baby faces, who turned heel, and I considered myself a better worker than they were, and I used to think to myself, if these guys were able to make the transformation, I think I can be a good heel, But Vince said, no, I still got big plans for you as a baby face, which he didn't. He never did anything else with me. But when Rick Martel, I don't know if you remember, but Rick Martel was not a good speaker, as a baby face. He had trouble with the English language. He wasn't a good speaker. And when he came back as the model, I mean, all of a sudden he's a great speaker, doing great heel interviews. And, so I figured, they never told me anything, but, when Rick came back, and I haven't discussed it with him because he hasn't told me, but I keep thinking to myself, he knew he was going to come back as a heel. He knew he was going to come back as the model. I said, I wouldn't doubt it if he didn't go to some, training to get his interviews down,
right.
Because I mean, he did a great job as the model, and he was a fantastic heel.
Yeah,
I loved working with him as a heel, and I just wish we would have had a longer run than we did.
There's a question I've always wanted to ask you that I've never had a chance to, and I know we're coming up on our time, but I got to get this out there. Was there ever any discussion to have you and Martel at WrestleMania 6 to blow up the feud?
No, there wasn't.
Why is that?
I don't know. I wish we would have had a blowout. Because I mean, the fans wanted me to. They were behind me to get him because the way we did the
broke my damn heart. By the way.
Oh my God, the way we did it. The fans, man, they were hot at Rick. We could have had a long feud, and they just dropped me, and he went on to. I think Jake the Snake. I think and I just couldn't see why they wouldn't. let me run a little bit longer and then go to Jake later on. Jake isn't going to go anywhere.
Right. Like I know you guys did some house shows, but is it just as simple as the fact that it was a house show business back then, and the pay-per-views were designed to sell tickets for the live events in all the other towns?
I have no idea. I have no idea what the thought behind this was, but I know that I wasn't included, on the plans, and after that, I never really ended up getting a break, They told me they were going to give me a break as a Matador, which didn't happen. But it is what it is,
I'm sorry, I was not a fan of El Matador.
Neither was I.
I just didn't like it was too gimmicky for me.
Yeah, I couldn't get behind Tito Santana as something other than Tito Santana. Just myself, just because.
Right. I didn't need a gimmick,
You didn't.
Yeah, I mean,
you didn't.
The fans loved Tito Santana, and they could have revived me, and with anybody else, but they didn't. It is what it. But like I was in the first 9 WrestleManias. Me and Hulk were the only ones that were in the first 9 WrestleManias. I had a great run in the WWF. So, do I have any complaints? No. I mean, the wrestling business, and it continues to be good. I go to appearances, as often as I want. I'm pretty busy.
Well, sorry, after this up there.
The music was catchy. It was.
The music was catchy. Reb, can you go ahead and say this one too? Because I think that one's important.
You had some great matches against Mr. Perfect for the Intercontinental title, which the finals of the tournament alone was fantastic that you guys had.
Well, I was supposed to get the title, and then Kerry Von Erich came in, and he helps with the Ultimate Warrior, and they put the belt on Kerry Von Erich right off the bat.
Yeah. All right. Well, Tito, I know you got a heart out, but like I said, we're going to bring you back for a part 2 at some point.
Let's do it.
All right. Before we let you go, do you have anything coming up? Any appearances that you want to get a plug in for?
Well, I do have, I don't have them in front of me. I know that I'm going to be in Milwaukee, Wisconsin this Saturday. But other than that, too much for my brain right now.
You're fine.
I just go from week to week, and where do I have to go next? And I'm just so grateful for the fans that keep turning up and supporting Tito Santana, and my book still sells, and I just want to thank the fans for continuing to support and being a Tito Santana fan.
Well, I'm sure I speak for Minderz. This was a huge honor for me, just because, like I said, you were my first favorite wrestler when I was 5 years old, and to this day, it's still you and Arn Anderson might be a
1A, 1B. I was 1A, 1B.
Well, thank you so much. You guys have a great show, and I'm sure the fans can't get enough of you.
Well, we'll see about that, but we'll see how it
I can
works.
be a bit of an acquired taste here and there.
But again, thank you so much, Tito. Reb, do you have all of his socials that you can put in the notes of the show so we can get it out there for them?
Yeah, I'm sure.
So they can follow him.
Yeah.
And we can go from there. That way they know where he's going to be at, where they can catch him next.
Yeah.
And we'll get that taken care of for you, Tito.
Thank you very much, guys.
All right. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you being on.
Arriba!
Arriba! Arriba!
Right, thanks, Tito.
You're welcome. See you guys.
See ya. Oops. Sorry, I hit the button.
Ooh.
Reb, how are you? Are you okay, Reb?
I need a minute.
I told you were going to do fine.
Minderz, while I get my bearings, why don't you talk about the people that helped us get Tito on?
Yes. Do you have pictures?
I have at the very bottom of our graphic. I'll throw them up, but you talk about them while I kind of get my.
We did have some people that helped us bring Tito in. The Diner Podcast was awesome enough to help us out. We're super excited. You can always catch them at the Diner Podcast. Isn't that what theirs is?
Mm-hmm.
Diner Podcast. They are on Instagram. They're on Facebook. They're on
Spotify.
Are they on X?
Yeah, I think they're on X.
Spotify.
Patreon, I believe they still have a Patreon.
Yeah, they're on about everything.
Just look at the Diner Podcast. Red Velvet.
Big shout out to those guys for helping us bring Tito on, because he was, like we said, a really big get. The other people we want to thank are our buddies, the X-Bombers, the Sinister Psychedelic Duo.
Oh, by the way, I do have plugs for them. Nancy
Do you have
sent me a
actual
list
things
of.
we're supposed to say for them?
Well, I'm just gonna let it scroll their upcoming dates.
Nice. But yeah, so watch the scroll. You can get the dates. I believe there's talks that there may be working with some more wrestling people, and
there's a date coming up. I
possibly
think
another show.
Yeah, that I believe we are.
I know we've already said yes, we will be there.
We will be there because man, the first one was so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
But the X-Bombers, when we told them what we were doing, they said, "How can we help?" Which is
we
huge.
want to be a part, and we said, "Thank
Done.
you."
Yeah,
done. Not a problem. So we brought them in. But big shout out to both those guys, Diner Podcast and the X-Bombers.
Yeah,
really appreciate what they were able to help us out with, because
even if you haven't seen the X-Bombers live, you've probably heard them on the Jim Cornette Experience.
If you haven't heard them on the Jim Cornette Experience, they also do the entrance music for Beef.
And Jeremiah Plunkett, if you're
and Jeremiah Plunkett. So yeah.
Oh, hey, Dickie Wabash is in the chat. That's so nice.
Well, he was giving us the pump us up, to get us pumped up. So the pep talk.
It's a pep talk because he was with us when we had Sandman, and the way that Dickie feels about the Sandman is how I feel about Tito Santana.
Right. So, and I think the first thing I said today to Reb was, "How much are you freaking out?"
Oh, I didn't sleep. I'm dead serious. I woke up at 1:30 this morning and I had to come out and sit on the couch with the cat, and because I had a headache, I was stressed out. It's borderline ridiculous.
And I think the first thing I said was, "Reb, it will be fine. Don't worry about it."
And I told you I will feel better at 5:50.
And you did. You actually felt good
when he logged on to make sure the connection was good.
When he came on. So,
well, before we get into the because we have the rest of the show to do still.
Yeah, we still have the rest of the show because we wanted to do that first. Because 5 years is a big deal.
It is, and plus, I didn't want to make the guy wait.
Yeah, I didn't really want him to have to sit through us doing all of our
nonsense.
All of our nonsense stuff.
But I will say this in closing, as far as Tito goes, if this was the last episode we ever did of this podcast, Minderz, I would call it successful just because we got Tito Santana on. We
did get Tito Santana on. So when are you going to get my favorite on?
This is not the last episode of the.
Yeah, we're not done. We're not done.
I'm saying hypotheticals. So you want your favorite on?
Yeah.
Who would that be? Both Bulldogs are gone.
I know.
I'm sorry.
You know who I really would like for us to see if we could get him to do it?
Who's that?
I really want Mark Briscoe.
That would be awesome to get Mark Briscoe on.
I really want Mark Briscoe.
I got to figure out what the channels are to get that done. Do you have to go through AEW to get him on?
Maybe. You know what? We should check with Beef when we see him.
Yeah, we should.
We should check with Beef and see if he can put in a good word for us.
I'm not going to lie. I sent a message to both Briscoes like year one.
Yeah.
Before they were with like under any sort of contract.
And maybe he doesn't do. And if he doesn't do podcasts, I totally understand.
Yeah.
But that would just be.
He's done Cabana's podcast, but that was when they were
both
working for Ring of Honor. That's Cabana. We're not.
But
Cabana.
I'm not Cabana. But that would just be one that I want to hear his road stories. I want to hear how it was traveling with Jay all the time. I want to hear all that.
I mean, you remember the episode we did for Jay after he passed?
I do.
And that
was cool probably one of the first ones that you really brought me on with.
I think that was like your second episode.
Yeah.
It was you, me, and Gary.
Yeah.
The Italian
and then it was you. It was you, me, and Gary for a little while.
Like 3 more weeks, and then Gary had other stuff going on.
He had life happen.
Yeah. So then, ever since then, it's just been me and you for about 2.5 years.
2.5 years. You've been stuck with your sister you never wanted.
That's true. But hey, if you weren't here, I don't know if I could do this by myself. So I'm glad you're here.
True. I'll agree. Look, I took a compliment, Reb.
You did. Those make you queasy.
They do. Not a big compliment.
Vicky says our dream interviews really say a lot about us as people.
I know, right?
All right. Minderz, should we just get into
Let's do our usual stuff.
All right, let's do our usual. I think I've collected myself after.
Leave the X-Bombers thing running.
I'm leaving that going because there's a lot.
I want to make it worth their while. So
yes. All right, so let's go ahead because we do have some. Oops.
And you kicked me out.
All right, we do have some headlines.
And you met Bari. What?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't know Bari and AJ.
That's true. That's true.
All right. Well,
and we wouldn't all share a brain.
That's true. Oh, we probably did anyway, but we just didn't know it.
We didn't realize we did. Yeah.
Hey, by the way, don't forget we're recording with Dickie on Thursday.
Hey, by the way,
what?
Have you listened to the latest Jim Cornette yet?
I have not had a chance, but I can't wait to hear what he says about Danhausen and Dominic Mysterio. Human Money's on a Pole.
Okay. You're killing me, Smalls, because there was something I wanted to talk about on that, and I can't because you haven't heard it yet.
All right. Well, shall we go to headlines, Minderz?
Because I think a lot of things are going to sound very familiar when you listen to it.
Yeah. Well, that's how it is. That's why we always record our review before they release theirs. So
I know, because I don't want people thinking that we're
not parroting.
We're not parroting what they're saying.
Right.
They're parroting what we're saying.
That's true.
Okay.
All right.
Let's go.
All right. Headlines.
Headlines.
All right, so it is time for headlines for August 11th, 2026, Minderz. There you are. All right.
I'm here.
All right, so.
Sorry, I was reading your message.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir. Okay, go ahead. Headlines.
All right, so first off, some bad news out of SmackDown, Minderz. The women's championship is cursed.
It is cursed.
Cursed.
Danhausen, uncurse it, please.
I couldn't get Danhausen to uncurse the Spurs. I don't know if he's going to uncurse the belt. But
right.
Shitty news. Chelsea Green suffered a broken orbital bone not a week after she won the fucking belt.
Right? So are we going to have an interim?
I'm hoping they just put the Bill Lambier face mask on her and let her keep going.
Dude. I've got one. Does she need one?
Yeah, but that one's not really that sturdy, though. She needs one that's reinforced because it's an orbital. It's not the nose.
That's true. That's true.
But,
she's going to have a Rhea Ripley one.
Because Rhea just went under the knife for her knee. So they were going to take the interim off of the belt with Chelsea.
Mm-hmm.
And now she breaks her orbital bone. So I feel like she, as out of a matter of attrition, she needs to just put a mask on and keep going.
Yeah. I hope
she worked her ass off to get that belt, Minderz.
But here's the deal. Liv didn't defend it for 100 days. Why can't Chelsea?
That's true. I mean,
100 days should get her at least somewhat healed up.
Put Chelsea on TV. Just cut promos and all that stuff.
They aren't taking her as a serious champion. She took a pin on Friday.
She also took a punch in the face.
She took a punch in the face. That did break her orbital bone.
Yeah, I'll admit though, because I didn't see SmackDown, I didn't watch that till after the fact.
Oh,
when I first saw the news, I heard what happened after the match, and I sent a message. Okay, was it during the match or did Nia break her face?
No, Nia didn't touch her.
Nia's innocent this time.
Nia is innocent. Nia did not touch her.
So I'm curious where they're going to go with this.
I mean, Becky wrestled with broken nose.
Yeah, so did Trish.
So did Trish.
So did Carmella.
Yeah, I think she should just suck it up, Buttercup. She's tough. We know she's tough.
She is tough. I mean, look what she did with Pentagon.
Yeah.
Back in
Lucha Underground.
Sean says she won't be champ when Rhea comes back. That's kind of a defeatist attitude, Sean.
You're
Sean
kind
Garner.
of a jerk tonight, Sean. We love you, but you're being kind of a jerk.
All right, you want some good news out of SmackDown, Minderz?
Please.
We finally got our debut.
We did.
Tatum Paxley is there.
Can we
she's not doing anything that we thought she was going to do.
No, but can we skip past this a little bit?
We're not going to talk too much because we're going to discuss this a little more in detail in a few minutes.
Yes, we are.
But we'll just say she is apparently aligned with Alexa and Charlotte against Jade and her baddies.
And I will discuss this more in a little bit.
Yes. Okay. So we'll move on.
Because I'm kind of mad at myself. Rhea had a broken nose too.
Yes, she did.
Because she wore the mask. And she wore the mask.
But again, a broken nose is different from a broken orbital bone.
And I told you the wrong who.
What?
But that's okay. I told you the wrong who.
Uh-oh.
No, it's okay. He was still up there, but there was somebody else.
Okay. Well, we'll cover that when we get to Hoots and Judy's.
Yeah. Right, I'll say who came in as my runner-up.
So, 2 headlines from the same match, Minderz, from House of Glory High Intensity last weekend. Amazing Red has won the Crown Jewel Championship.
Okay, that was a good match. I'll let that go.
A really strong opening match on this show.
It was a great opening match.
And
in fact, it's not the only reason to watch this whole damn show.
Well, yeah, you were not happy with most of it.
I was not happy.
We'll discuss that more tomorrow.
I was cranky.
You were spicy. But along with Red winning, that also means Zilla Fatu, I almost said Jacob. Zilla Fatu says goodbye to House of Glory.
And they wished him all the luck in the world.
Yep. He went out on his back, put the guy over on the way out.
Sure did. And I'm not mad at it.
No, neither am I. Now I'm curious what's going to happen because apparently there's, I don't know if there's an open spot in the bloodline anymore after last night.
Bite me.
I know, FBM.
Uh-huh.
All right, then our final headline, Minderz. This is kind of random and out of the blue. Damon Kemp got struck by lightning.
What the hell?
Apparently he's okay.
Wait, who's Damon Kemp?
From NXT. He was in Diamond Mine.
Okay.
Yeah, apparently he got struck by lightning.
You didn't bend over and grab your ankles like you were supposed to.
I didn't know about that either. I'm afraid of lightning because I've got a big metal rod in my leg.
Well, if you're ever in a lightning storm, you're supposed to bend over and have your ass be the highest point of your body.
So then you fart in the general direction of the lightning?
I guess. I think it's more of that's the medius part. That's where you have most muscle.
Uh-huh.
So you're supposed to bend over and shove your ass up in the air. Maybe it's an old wives' tale. I've always been told that.
It might be. But you're not an old wife.
I'm just old.
You're not old. You're only as old as you feel, Minderz.
Now, I'm like 22. Rock on. I am the one that acts the youngest in our group. You can't say I'm not.
No. I believe Stacy has you beat.
I don't know. I think her and I are right there about the same age.
It's close.
We get along really well.
Yes. All right. Well, Minderz, I feel like I need it more than you do, but do we need to check your brain today?
Sure.
All right, Minderz, it is time for Name That Wrestler. You know how this works. I show picture, you guess picture. We laugh with, at, or...
We laugh at the younger picture most of the time.
Yes. All right, so this one is a current wrestler.
Holy crap, I just realized the X-Bombers are going to be in Champaign.
Yeah.
We have...
I think we need to go.
We have to get there.
If schedules permit, we definitely need to be there.
Ooh, and they're at Reserve Artists and Nails again.
Yeah.
Before the show we're going to be at. Okay, sorry.
All right, Minderz.
Squirrel.
Yeah. Color photo, current wrestler.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Sure. That's... Okay, I'm torn.
Uh-huh.
But I think he's younger than that. Lashley? Woohoo!
Well done, Minderz.
I'm proud of myself for that. I was torn.
Yeah. What was your other option?
Shelton.
So you were in the right faction. You're just trying to figure out who was who.
Yeah.
I mean the fashion.
It's the face. It was the face.
And
frame.
The attire made you think, okay, that's easily from either the early 80s or late 70s.
Right. Well, it was that, and it was kind of like, I could tell by the grain of the photo, too, and...
Yeah.
At least it didn't have a poster in the back to tell me who it was.
Right.
I still think that one's my favorite.
That was so dumb. All right. What?
I don't know. Something happened.
What'd you do?
Okay. I'm back to normal again.
You're back to normal.
'Kay.
Ish.
Well, I can only be so normal.
Yeah. All right. Minderz, are we doing this?
We're doing this. I didn't tell him.
No. Thank you for that, by the way.
We're at 93, correct?
Yeah. All right. Here we go.
Reb's Royal Rumble Challenge. Now, his brain could be pudding today. So I don't know if he will go perfect today. But he should go at least pretty good. Do you have your timer? Do we have our timer? Our 10 you get 10 minutes again this time.
Okay. Give me a second. I'll get that up here.
You get 10 minutes and you get your 3 strikes back. Because you don't talk a lot of game about this one.
No. There we go.
Okay.
All right, so we're doing the 1993 Royal Rumble.
1993 Royal Rumble, there are 30.
Mm-hmm.
And let me get our counter up here. Go bye sound. Okay. Are you ready? When it starts counting down, you can start.
Okay, I am ready.
All right. And go.
Ric Flair.
Yes.
Bob Backlund.
Yes.
Ted DiBiase.
Yes.
IRS.
Yes.
I'm not trying to get this in order because I'll fail miserably. Jerry Sags. Brian Knobbs.
Yes. Where'd Knobs go? There he is. Okay.
Earthquake.
Yes.
Typhoon.
Yes. I was about going to call you out on that.
Why?
I didn't know if you were going to say typhoon or tugboat.
No, it would have been typhoon. It was natural disasters at this point.
Okay.
Jerry the King Lawler.
Yes.
Mr. Perfect.
Where are you at? Hold on. Oh, there he is. Okay.
All right. Virgil.
Yes.
Damien Demento.
I just saw him. Where'd he go? There he is. Yep.
The Undertaker.
Yes.
Now, the trick is Giant Gonzalez was not in the Rumble. He just showed up.
Is that a guess?
No, that's not a guess. I'm just making a point that I'm smart.
Okay.
Let's see here. We've got, this is January 93. Well, Yokozuna won, so he's in.
Yes.
Macho Man was the last one eliminated because he foolishly tried to pin Yoko in the Rumble. And
Dummy.
Owen Hart.
Yes.
Coco Beware.
Where'd you go, Coco? Yep.
Let's see. Bam Bam wrestled Boss Man. He wasn't in it. Was Tatanka in the Rumble?
Yes.
Okay. Fatu.
Yes.
Samu.
Where'd he go? Yep.
Where am I at?
19.
Okay. Now this is where it gets dicey.
It shouldn't. And I'm being really nice to you because we've talked in great explanation about 2 of these guys today.
There's one El Matador, Tito Santana.
As Tito Santana.
And of course, the model Rick Martel.
correct.
Let's see.
I'm
Was the
sorry,
Mount-
I wasn't going to let you get out of that one.
Thank you. Was the Mountie in this?
Where is my buzzer?
Shit.
I need my buzzer. That's a strike, sir.
All right, so no Mountie. Luger wasn't in it. Crush?
I need it again.
Damn it. Now I'm nervous about any guess I make because I don't want to be strike 3 with 6 minutes left.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have 8 more that you need to get. So you're at 22 out of 30.
Was Doink in there?
And that would be your third strike, sir. Okay, so 22 out.
I knew I was going to have trouble with this one. This is my lowest one yet.
It is. So you missed.
Were there any obvious ones that I should have known? And to be fair, I just may not have gotten to them yet. The strikes.
I'm not going to say that I would have thought of these. I'll put it that way.
Okay.
So number 29. That was Repo Man.
Okay, I don't know if I would have got Repo because I didn't know if he was still there in 93.
24 was Carlos Colon.
Damn it. I thought Colon was in 91. But that's one I was trying to remember if there were any surprises in this one, and Colon would have been the one.
16 was Terry Taylor.
Terry Taylor. Damn it.
You're going to make me pronounce this one, and I have no idea how to pronounce it. I'll do what I can. You didn't get Berserker?
I wondered. I just didn't.
Skinner was back again, too. Skinner was back again, too.
Okay. I'm having issues today.
All right. Henichiro?
I'm sorry?
Gen.
Oh, Tenru.
Tenru.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just call him Tenru. But yeah, Genichiro Tenru.
Yes. Max Moon.
Max Moon. I knew that's one I just didn't get to.
Mm-hmm.
You're so full of shit.
Uh-huh. And one I'm kind of disappointed in, but I'm not sure if he might have just started right around that time. He has a Ho train.
Was it Papa Shango?
Yes.
He was there for about a year to that point, so I should have got him.
Okay.
Again, I had 6 minutes. If I had got the 3 strikes, I would have.
I am giving you every. It does not bother me at all today because I knew you had a lot of other things on your mind. So
yeah, and also Bari chimed in. I didn't even try 93. But I do know. Think about the guys that weren't in this because Brett wrestled Razor for the world title.
No Hogan.
Hogan, he was still on his break. They hadn't.
Oh, is he on his break at this point?
They hadn't taken out Beefcake yet to get him back. Michaels wrestled Jannetty for the Intercontinental title on this show. Heavenly Body. The Beverly Brothers and the Steiners. That was the Steiners' debut on this show. And then Bigelow and Bossman, I think, was the other match. And the debut of Narcissus when he was making Bobby Heenan pop a chub while posing in front of the mirror.
So Luger, got it.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of really high tier talent that wasn't in the Rumble match.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't going to let you forget Tito again, though.
Thank you. He was in my head too. I was like, I bet Tito was in this because like I say, he wrestled at WrestleMania 9. It was a dark match, in WrestleMania 9, but still him and Hogan are the only two that appeared at the first 9 WrestleManias.
Considering you and I had talked about this Royal Rumble before the show, and I said, wow, this was about the time Tito left.
You were subtly trying to drop a hint that
I was.
All right. Well, Minderz,
but I kind of suck at subtlety sometimes.
Yeah, you're not horribly subtle.
Well, that's because most of the time you won't catch my subtle.
That's true.
So I have to beat you over the head with it. Mm-hmm.
So next week is 94. And that's an interesting one. Well, Minderz, should we move on to Hoots and Judy's?
Yeah, I'm catching shit.
From?
The Dickie Pep Talk.
Oh.
I should have said Mad Bash champion. Devontae Knox.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
All right. It is time for good Hoot of the Week, Minderz.
Which I goofed.
You did. Would you like to go first? Because you had told me that your hoot was going to be Randy Orton.
Uh-huh. I'm sticking with that.
Okay.
But I had another one that I think deserved a little bit of recognition.
Okay.
But Randy gets my hoot for a simple fact he called out Cody Rhodes, and I may still get my Homelander. Did you listen to the promo?
Yes.
I may still get my Homelander Cody.
Keep the dream alive, Minderz.
I will keep the dream alive. It's going to eventually happen.
Yeah.
When it does, I'm going to be like, I told y'all so.
Uh-huh. You're going to, I told you, I warned you, you're going to be mad at me with my hoot.
Yeah, I know, but can I tell you my other one before you
aggravate
me?
Yeah, sure.
The other one I had thought about, did you get a chance to watch AAA?
I have not had a chance to watch AAA yet.
Jack was on. Holy crap. They did moves that I have no idea. Freaking Corey didn't even know what to call them.
Wow. Where's Excalibur when you need him?
No. I'd much rather listen to Corey.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
But the showing that he had Saturday night was really damn good.
Very nice.
I had a chance to watch that too. I told you I've been on a wrestling rabbit hole.
You have.
All right. Piss me off.
All right. We have to, in the interest of sportsmanship and giving the devil his due, Minderz.
Ugh.
I had to give Jackson King Hoot of the Week.
You weren't there when he asked why I wasn't in jail.
For killing Ted Turner?
Well, for killing Ted Turner, for waterboarding you, for fraud, for giving him shekels, shillings, whatever the hell I gave him.
Well, we'll clear all that up tomorrow. If we can get a word in edgewise.
That won't be possible.
So, Jackson King, I guess officially now the majority owner of New Wave Pro after the main event Saturday evening.
We'll see.
Are there loopholes, conditions?
I see a loophole, but
are you going to mention it while Jackson is on with us tomorrow, or are you not going to give him the satisfaction?
Nope. But I will tell you that Mickey basically took on Jackson and Ashlyn by herself.
What happened to Rage or Bex?
He was attacked in the back before the match.
Was it by Noah Clover and Gary J? I saw a picture.
We don't know who he was attacked by.
Apparently, Noah was a part of Jovi's group, so.
Yeah. Let's move on to Judy's, please. I'd like to be happier.
Okay.
I mean, I get that you do have to give the devil his due. But I ain't telling him tomorrow you give him who.
Well, he might be watching.
Well, he already hates me, so it really doesn't matter.
I don't think he hates you. I think he's just annoyed by you.
There's a difference.
Well,
he tried to kick me out, and him and Hadley both came after me as soon as I walked in.
Well, you were an accused murderer / torturer, so.
Yeah. What the hell?
I mean, clearly I'm fine. You didn't waterboard me, but still.
Nah.
All right, let's move on.
Judy.
All right, there's our good Judy Minderz.
Yes, our good Judy. Do you want to go first?
I will go first.
You were probably actually surprised because I will say Mickey almost did get my good Judy.
I figured who you took is who you were going to take, just because of what happened. My Judy, I'm going back to headlines. I'm giving it to Madam President.
Yeah, I mean she
took a hell of a shot there.
She's tough.
She tough.
There,
it's the right eye. You can see the
really
coloration there, I believe.
Really?
What?
Nothing.
What is it? The left eye?
No. I was being sarcastic.
Are you being a jerk?
Really? Yes, I am.
I'm pointing it out for those that are maybe not watching, that are just looking at the picture. But yeah, hopefully Madam President recovers quickly, and
I hope she wears a mask.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, she should have 100 days. If Liv got 100 days, she should have 100 days.
That's fair.
Just saying.
Yep. All right. Well, Minderz, your Judy.
My Judy's Tatum Paxley. So excited. And you know what? It makes sense.
Daphne.
It makes sense. Makes total sense.
There's people that are spouting conspiracies or fan theories that she's going to be Lily.
Well, okay. I'm okay with that.
I don't know if I am. I like Tatum being Tatum.
Well, they called her Tatum, so I assume she's going to keep Tatum.
Well, sure.
But it makes
more
sense.
Of a Queen of Scream than what's her name from Iron Spirit.
I wouldn't make your arm go numb if they said Tatum wanted to go by Queen of Scream.
No, but I also would imagine if somebody's going, they should still get the blessing from at least the family.
Well, I mean, I even went and got the blessing for the blue weenie
from
the blue meanie.
You did. It has been blessed by the blue meanie.
It has been blessed. But yeah, I went with Tatum. Honestly, I completely forgot that Alexa had been gone.
Because she wasn't gone very long.
I don't watch SmackDown though. I don't watch it as religiously. And I kind of forgot. And then when she came back, and then when she brought out the Lily doll, I got super, super, super excited because I thought maybe Lyra and Tatum. But I'm completely okay with this. I feel like with Alexa and Charlotte, then you have a group of 3 to take on Fatal Influence,
Jade's group,
and all that. So I am perfectly fine with this, and I absolutely love Tatum. So there you go.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to Stooge Minderz. And we do have co-Stooges this week.
At least we don't have 7.
No, we don't have like 10 Stooges, which is...
Well, apparently there needs to be an honorary one, because apparently wherever Matt Cage went this week,
somebody else popped
he
off.
had another run-in. So I'm not quite sure how I feel about that.
Yeah.
Ooh, remind me. Tea Time with Minderz.
Oh. Okay.
Totally forgot. Wait. Yeah, Tea Time with Minderz.
Okay.
I don't remember if I told you this or not.
Okay. Well, Minderz, one of our Stooges is on Mount Stoogemore. And I have bestowed Stooge upon him for 2 reasons.
Okay.
It's our old buddy, Uncle Dave.
I was going to ask if it was Uncle Dave.
Because he did, number one, he did something that was I think, really poor taste.
Oh, I
'Cause-
can't wait till you hear all the rankings that he gave. Did we go
Oh,
through that?
we can do that after we're done.
Oh my God.
So on last Tuesday, so I didn't see this until Wednesday, so it falls in the week criteria,
Mm-hmm.
was the anniversary of Bob Eaton's passing. Also, 5th anniversary. It was the day we recorded our preview dry run episode was the day that Bobby passed.
Gotcha.
But then Meltzer goes on, puts him over, as he should, says this guy was a working machine in his prime, one of the best at all aspects of in-ring. But then he gets into shill mode, Minderz. He continues, today he'd have been an even bigger star because in-ring and adaptability are so much more important, but not in WWE. In AEW, he'd be number 2 in the Death Riders or number 3 in the Palace family and have regular near matches of the year with all the Ospreay, Fletcher, Takeshita, Bandito, Bucks, FTR, Omega, Moxley, Dorada, Bailey.
Dear
Knight,
God, how
and
many
great
are you
bouts
putting
with
in the
every
group?
Nick Wayne level guy as well.
Oh, Nick Wayne?
Nick Wayne. Although, I'm going to give Nick Wayne his due. I enjoyed him on Jelly's anniversary show, teaming up with Dolly.
Oh crap! I need to watch that for tomorrow, don't I?
Yes.
Crap. Okay.
And then the other
I
thing,
thought I was all caught up. Damn it.
yeah.
Okay.
And then he also suggested they might as well make AEW Dynamite a 2.5-hour show.
Fuck you.
To that you say,
Fucking blow me. Exactly.
So yeah, Uncle Dave, congratulations. You have earned stoogehood for the first time in a while, to be
Yeah,
fair.
it's been a minute. We always
He's
say
on Mount
dumb,
Stooge more for a
but-
reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our other stooge in the, I can't horribly say I'm surprised, but he should know better file, is young Brock Rechsteiner of the New Orleans Saints, Minderz. If you can guess by the face and the headgear, he is the son of Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner.
No.
And
Really?
yeah, and he also got suspended 6
I was saying he's
games
out for 6 games.
for PEDs. He got popped with a steroid test, apparently. Which, as you know,
father
his
like
dad
son?
always proudly said he never tested positive for steroids.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
And he also may never been tested for steroids.
Exactly.
But
Never
we've
tested positive.
spoken with
because
Scott
he's never-
Steiner before and had pleasant conversations with the guy.
Eh.
I mean, for as pleasant as you can get out of Scott Steiner.
Yeah, I was gonna say as pleasant as you can get out of Scott Steiner. He's not one of the nicest.
No, but he's not a
But he's not a jerk either.
Right. He's just
So he's
kinda,
not the nicest. He's just kind of there.
He's aloof.
He's no Shane Douglas.
He's no Shane Douglas.
He's no Tito.
He's no Tito.
We had a really good conversation with Tito when we saw him at Squared Circle.
Yeah. When we gave him the
He's no meanie.
no, Orient Tracy.
No, Orient Tracy.
Yeah, see, this is when you bought that T-shirt, Minderz, because you had
It was. I have it in my hand. Because I bought the T-shirt.
I'm willing to bet Tito doesn't still have that certificate.
Well, it's funny because I bought the T-shirt and he goes, "Do you want me to sign it?" And I said, "Absolutely not. I want to wear it." I said, "If I wear it, I can't. You can't sign it.
No, it's
it'll
going in a
wash
frame if
out."
it's signed.
Yeah, no, I'm okay. I got my picture and I got my T-shirt and I'm good.
Yeah.
I'll have to sign it.
Yeah.
The only one I haven't been able to wear, and I'm kind of mad that I had him sign it, but I still find it hilarious that I had him sign it. I miss my I Love Heels shirt.
Oh, because Max signed it?
Yes.
Yeah. We can always get another one.
But I gotta have some money first, Reb.
That's true. Hey, Minderz, so we got a couple birthdays.
Uh-huh.
We have 2 Hall of Fame birthdays.
Yay!
One of which is a good friend of the show, Andy.
Hey, did you see I put him up on the Squared Circle thing again?
I did. I also saw you put up Charles Mason.
I did, because I really want to meet Charles Mason.
Do you?
I do! Think of all the wrestlers I like. Why would I not want to meet Charles Mason?
Hey, speaking of Dickie and Mad Bash, on YouTube, they have dropped the champion versus champion match from the Gang Wrestles for the Troops on YouTube now. Christian Rose versus Devontae Knox. If you want to check that out.
Ooh. I saw that one live, though, didn't I?
On camera, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
All right, and then our other Hall of Fame birthday Minderz. I mean, it's Hulk Hogan.
Nah.
Honestly, if we do part 2 with Tito, I want to get into Hogan because I didn't realize just how much their careers like mirrored each other the first 10 years or so.
Well, I'm gonna say this.
Uh-huh.
I was watching. There is one thing on YouTube. Maybe I'll send it to you. But it was talking about how Tito dealt with so much racism and stuff.
Oh, go read his book. He talking about Ole Anderson and Dick Murdoch.
Oh my! Yeah, I'm not a fan. The more I hear about Ole, the more I am not a fan.
He is a problematic figure.
Yeah, he's an asshole. But the other thing he said was that Tito kind of locked himself with a concrete ceiling because Tito was the motor of WWE. And you never take the motor out of the car so people can see it. And I was like, that's a crazy way to explain it.
Yeah.
But it's the damn truth. He was the worker. He was the workhorse. He was...
Yeah, he was when you talk about the Intercontinental Champions and all the guys that wrestle for that belt being the workhorses in the company, Tito's the first one you think of.
Yeah. Well, Tito and Steamboat, both.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Something we didn't get to discuss, Minderz. Did you know what Tito's original ring name was?
Oh. I did, and I can't remember.
Richard Blood.
Yeah.
Which, if you don't know, that is Ricky Steamboat's real name.
Yeah, exactly. Dick Blood.
Now.
Sorry. Okay, let's move on. What are we to now?
All right. Well, let's go through the standings for the G1, Minderz, as of today. I don't have the chart. I just have the list on.
That's fine. It just makes it hard for me to see.
Okay. Well, actually, they have it in order though. So first place to last place.
Oh, nice.
All right. So in the A block, Minderz.
Mm-hmm.
In first place with 12 points is Konosuke Takeshita.
Nice.
Oleg Bolton has 10 points, as does Yota Tsuji and Ryohei Oiwa. Oiwa, O-I-W-A. So I hope I'm not butchering his name. Shingo Tagaki has 8 points, as does Yuto Ice.
Tagaki.
Then Sanada, Jake Lee, Hiroki Goto, and Great Khan are all eliminated. Sanada and Lee and Goto have 6 points. Khan has 4 points.
Mm.
In the B block, Shota Umino he withdrew, so he's eliminated. The rest of this is a pretty tight race. They don't have a clear-cut like leader so far. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys with 10 points, which is Yuya Uemura, Callum Newman, Drilla Maloney, Gabe Kidd, and Rin Narita.
Mm-hmm.
Then Zack Sabre Jr. and Aaron Wolf, Oscar, and Aaron Hanare have 8 points.
Okay.
And that's after 50 nights of the G1.
Damn it.
What?
I was trying. I can't find what he gave star-wise.
Oh, you want the rankings?
I do want the rankings.
Would you do better if you had the thinking music?
No, I wouldn't. Continue.
Okay. Well, why don't we talk a little Raw and SmackDown, Minderz?
Okay. There's not much talk about on Raw.
No, but I mean, I will say how much I enjoyed the Oba Braun Breaker interaction.
Yes. And LA Knight is really pissy.
He's pissy?
He's pissy.
Yeah, he's just gone full dick mode with the bloodline, hasn't he?
I don't blame him.
No, I don't either.
I don't blame him one bit.
Yeah, I don't like that they put Solo back in the bloodline. I feel like he needs to be by himself.
I'm hoping that something happens and he doesn't.
Maybe it's a ruse.
I'm hoping.
Because they finally got some steam with Solo as a single.
Exactly. Oh, wait, maybe.
Was it Dragon Lee that beat Dom Mysterio in the tournament last night?
Yes.
Okay.
But then Dragon Lee got laid out.
Mm-hmm.
By one, what is he going? Is he going by Big Cass?
Big Cass, yeah.
I didn't know if he was going by Big Cass or Big Bill or whatever.
No, it's Big Cass. Big Cass is a WWE property, so. All right. I think we love the X-Bombers. I think we've had their stuff up long enough. Well, we're going to take it down.
That's fine. Is it annoying you?
No, just I don't want to, overdo it.
Oh wait, maybe. When was this one? This is a while ago. Fuck that. Shut up. I will, if you can get to it faster. I have no idea how to get to it that I don't have to get a subscription.
And this is for
I would like to see
Redemption?
Yeah. I was hoping they would have them to where somebody had put them up that we could see them.
Oh, I got it.
Do you? Do you by any chance happen to also have SummerSlam?
Not here, but I can probably find it after we go through the Redemption.
All right, let's go through these first.
All right. These are not in order of match. It's just they've got the highest ones and they got the solid 4-star contenders and remaining matches. So I'll start from the bottom, working my way up.
Yeah, and just ignore my yelling at Rob for stupid shit. Go ahead.
Who? Yelling at who?
You, because you're reading it.
Well, don't kill the messenger, Minderz.
I'm good at that.
I know you are, but I'm having a good day right now. Don't kill me.
I know, you're having a great day right
now. I am. All right, so Maya World versus Hikaru Shida for the TBS Championship. 2.25 stars.
Okay.
All right. David Finlay and Clark Connors versus Jay White and Juice Robinson double chain match. 2.75 stars.
Okay. This is bothering me.
Okay.
Keep going.
Oh, you don't want to tell me why it's bothering you?
Well, I'm curious as to where Jericho's dumbass match was at.
Okay. The Conglomeration versus Lethal Twist during the buy-in for the World Trios Championship. 3.25 stars.
Okay. I didn't watch that match, so I really have no idea.
Yeah, I didn't see it either. Willow Nightingale versus Tekla for the Women's World Championship. 3.75 stars.
The bullshit. Go ahead.
Andrade El Idolo versus Mark Davis for the National Championship. 4 stars.
My head's starting to hurt.
Chris Jericho versus Tommaso Ciampa. No holds barred. 4.25 stars. Also 4.25 stars is Christian Cage and Adam Copeland versus Pac and Claudio Castagnoli for the AWA World Tag Team Championship.
What was Castagnoli?
Sorry, I had a little phlegm in my throat. Castagnoli, my apologies.
Castagnoli. All right, go on.
And then our top-rated matches: Mike Bailey versus Jack Perry versus the Beast Mortos versus Commander versus Nick Wayne versus El Clone for the International Title #1 contendership. 4.5 stars.
The match that nobody sold a goddamn thing.
Yes. Kenny Omega versus Kevin Knight for the AEW World Championship. 4.75 stars. Dare I go on?
That's okay. That match wasn't.
It wasn't a bad match.
Terrible. That wasn't too terrible.
It wasn't 4.75 stars.
Young Bucks had the highest.
All right, Kyle Fletcher versus Bandito for the International Championship. 5 stars.
Too many false finishes.
Also 5 stars, Minderz. The Young Bucks versus Jon Moxley and Will Ospreay. Honestly, I'm surprised Meltzer didn't have that higher because of who was in it.
I don't care.
I'm not.
It still was not that great of a match.
And I agree with you, but I'm saying in Uncle Dave's mind, I'm surprised he didn't give them like 6 stars or 7 stars because it's the Bucks and it's Moxley and it's.
All right, go see if he has SummerSlam.
All right, SummerSlam.
Because I felt like our star ratings, we didn't really take to one side or the other a whole lot. There were a couple of them, but like thinking of what our ratings were. I know I was not a fan of the Tommaso Jericho match.
No. Oh, I know you weren't.
I was really irritated with that match.
All right, SummerSlam.
Yes.
Night 1.
Okay.
Women's World Title match: Liv Morgan versus Io Sky got 4 1/4 stars.
Okay, that's not bad.
Okay. LA Knight, Royce Keys, and Solo Sikoa versus the Bloodline. 3.5.
Okay, again, I don't disagree.
Also 3.5. Gunther versus Nick Aldis.
Fuck you.
I thought that was better.
That was a lot better than 3.5.
Fatal Influence versus the Bella Twins and Paige. 1.5.
I mean,
it was what it was. It was not good.
Yeah, I mean,
Undisputed. Oh, sorry. Undisputed WWE title match: CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes got 4 1/4.
Okay, so that match wasn't as good as that match wasn't as good as the Bucks versus
Moxley and Ospreay. Hell in a Cell match: Oba Femi versus Brock Lesnar. 3.5.
I mean, oh, I can't wait for you to hear Cornette talk about that one.
Oh yeah, did he go talk about how Oba took a bump on the wood and Brock didn't?
Yep.
Did he say, "Oh"?
Yep. Did he say that Brock looked over to the side and said, "Oh fuck, we missed the boards"? Yep. Did he forget that match was on night 1? Yep.
Yep. All right. Well, night 2.
I'm telling you, I cannot wait.
I have to listen to this now.
Because Brian Last and I agreed on something, so.
Oh, that's not good.
Hey, it is when it's something I've been wanting for 3 years.
Well, all right. Undisputed WWE title #1 contendership fatal 4-way match from night 2. Kevin Owens versus Finn Balor versus Gunther versus Sami Zayn. 3.5 stars.
I think that was better than that.
Yeah. United States title match: Baron Corbin over Trick Williams. 1 3/4 stars.
No, it was definitely better than that. Just watching Yachty go through the table was better than that.
Well, off of the table.
Yeah, off the table. Sorry, my bad.
Interim women's title ladder match: Chelsea Green versus Charlotte Flair. Jay Cargill, Lash Legend versus Tiffany Stratton. 2 1/4.
Fuck you. That was better than that. That was worth at least 3.
Yeah. Human Money's on a Pole match: Danhausen versus Dominic Mysterio.
Mm-hmm.
1 star.
I'm not disagreeing with him on
No.
that one. I'm not disagreeing with him on that
I would have given it 1.5.
I would have given it a little bit more than that, just for the simple fact that McDonough made that match.
All the mini houses.
Yeah, he made that match.
He did. Intercontinental title match: Chad Gable versus Penta. 4 1/4.
Courtney liked that one until the dog came out.
Yeah. I'm with him on that one. World Heavyweight title match: Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. Got 4 3/4, which I'm okay with that one.
Okay, that's all right. I still think it was better than Omega Night.
Yeah, I agree. Both nights of SummerSlam got an average rating of 3 stars.
That was what we gave it.
Yeah, give or take.
Well, I think we both gave it 3 sugars and 3 pretties.
I think so.
All right. What we got next?
All right. Well, here's the thing: we don't have anything to make picks on this week, Minders, because we got Lockdown next week.
I know, which is crazy. Wait, what's Lockdown?
TNA, the All Steel Cage pay-per-view.
Okay.
Who's... hang on.
I don't even know what the card is.
I'm going to find that out before next week so we can make picks.
Okay, that sounds good. I have time. Thanks.
Yeah, you have time.
But I need to put that on my trailer so I remember to watch that tomorrow.
All right.
I need to remember to watch the Joey show tomorrow.
The Jelly show.
The Jelly show. Trailer.
All right.
All right.
But Minderz,
So, yes.
that means that I have a question for you.
No, you don't. Emil does.
Are you ready for the main event? Fuck yeah, let's get it.
All right, it is time for Top 10 Tuesday, Minderz. And
I love the end of that. Fuck yeah, let's get it.
Yeah, that's what I was missing when I first did the Emil soundbite.
Yeah.
That Sting needed the fuck yeah, let's get it on there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Minderz, our topic today is very on brand with what we have done today.
When's Heatwave?
What?
When is Heatwave for NXT?
Well, let me look.
Sorry, I know this is kind of... Sean said a spoiler alert, so...
It's on August 30th, so we have time.
Okay.
All right. Well, Minderz, our topic this week, it's not greatest. It's my favorite Tito Santana matches.
Okay.
All of which are, I think, available to be viewed on some form of content, either YouTube or Dailymotion or Netflix or whatever.
Sounds good.
All right. So number 10, again, and this is a match I literally just watched yesterday. From All Japan 1990.
Oh, the
Tito
one where he
and
was
Jimmy
kind of
Snuka.
acting heel.
Yeah. So Tito Santana and Jimmy Snuka versus Kenta Kobashi and Masanobu Fuchi. And I know on the Extreme FM review this week, Minderz, we're going to be watching the Lumberjack match with Greg and Tito. I'm half inclined to throw this match on there too, just so you can see it.
We're doing that tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Okay.
We're recording Dickies for next week.
Okay.
But yeah, this was really good.
And that's Tajiri, right?
Yeah.
And you already have my match.
Absolute. I think so. I'll have you remind me later. But
okay.
But no, this match, Minderz, it's a young Kobashi.
Ooh.
This is when he was still fairly new. I was not familiar with Fuchi at all. I think he was a veteran from the looks of him and the way fans were reacting to him.
Mm-hmm.
But then you got Tito and Snuka as a tag team, which is...
It was a young Tito. Well, no, not really.
1990, so it was like about a year before El Matador.
Yeah. Ugh. I'm so glad he hated that gimmick too.
Yeah. But yeah, this is one where Tito... I've seen Snuka as a heel. Snuka's a really good heel. But I've never seen Tito even act heelish before I watched this match.
Yeah, he's one of the big baby faces.
Yes, so I think you need to see
That's why
this
when
match.
we do our baby face...
I'm hoping I get the first pick because I can't have you stealing my Tito from me again.
How about this? I'll make a deal with you. I won't take Tito if you let me have Ricky.
They're going to both go probably first round, so that don't matter. Whoever, if I take Tito, I mean Ricky's going to be on the board, and he ain't going to be there long.
If I get to go first, I will bypass Tito for Ricky.
Okay. Now I can't guarantee that AJ or Bari won't take.
I know, so that's the reason why I'm saying.
I think we can make that agreement.
All right, I'll make that agreement with you.
That's 47th inning.
No,
7-4
Cubs
in the
7,
seventh.
Nats 4, 7th inning.
There's this new comments thing that's like obscuring some of the text in the comments, and anyway.
It looks like thinning.
All right, number 9, Minderz, going back to Madison Square Garden, January 23rd, 1984. This is the night that Hogan beat Sheik for the world title.
Gotcha.
But also on the card was Morocco against Tito. And
I can see where that would be good.
Oh, so good. Morocco, he's probably my favorite heel of that era.
Dude, when I was watching some of the stuff, they showed a picture of Dino Bravo.
Uh-huh.
He had dark hair.
Yeah, he used to have black hair.
I was so confused. I mean, I knew it, but I was confused.
When we eventually do part 2 with Tito, we'll have to have him tell you about how Dino Bravo was the one that told him to use Arriba at the end of promos.
Gotcha.
But yeah, Santana Morocco, every match they had was good. This is before Tito won the belt, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And well, it was for the title, but I think Morocco had the title. I have to go back. It's been a long time since I watched the match. But
Surprised
Morocco,
Ari's not jumping in to let us know.
yeah, right. Number 8, going to 1988, Minderz, January. The Steel Cage match. Strike Force and the Macho Man versus the Hart Foundation and the Honky Tonk Man.
Why?
Autocorrect.
The Honky Tink Man.
Who's whipping who? Dan Malenko versus the Honky Tink Man.
Right? Exactly.
You're gonna remember that, aren't you?
Yep. I
Uh-huh.
am.
The 6-man cage matches there's a lot going on in the ring surrounded by
No. You mean 6 people in a cage match? There's a lot going on?
There's a lot going on, but there's no referee. So it's literally just whichever team gets all 3 of their guys out first wins.
Mm.
And this is when Honky was feuding with Savage. It's when Strike Force had won the belts from the Hart Foundation. It's a whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
But very good. The Honky Tink Man.
Honky Tink Man. Wait till I tell Jimmy.
It's the fault of autocorrect.
And I mean Jimmy Hart. I don't mean.
Oh no, I know who you meant.
All the other Jimmys that we know. Ooh, did you hear? You might not have heard yet that they're re-releasing all the Gentry's songs.
I'd seen that. Somebody found all the old master recordings, and they're So I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, I figured
right.
you'd be excited about that.
I am. Number 7, Minderz.
Yes.
This, from Boston Garden, February 8th, 86. This is the night that Randy Savage beat Tito for the Intercontinental Championship.
Randy must have been an ass.
Well, he did win with a foreign object.
Okay.
Unlike what Tito was saying in the interview, you could see the object in his hand.
Mm.
It was like a piece of rolled steel or something.
Yeah, but like Tito said, though, it wouldn't be hard. People could think it was a roll of quarters.
Yeah.
Just ball your hand up like you're holding something and...
Mm-hmm. I was torn between this match and the rematch, which one I was going to put on here.
Well, and Tito was talking about hanging a cup from the ceiling or whatever.
Yeah.
I actually know somebody else that does that, but I can't remember what he said he hangs. It's not a cup, though, but it's something else.
Well, Ric Flair used to hang just a piece of string from a lamp. And
really?
Yeah.
Maybe it was just a piece of string. No, there's somebody else that we know that used to do that, too.
All right. Number 6, Minderz. I know you hate him, but this one is the first and only appearance of El Matador on this list.
Okay.
It's the match with Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 8.
I mean...
Talk about a strong opener for a WrestleMania. Put these 2 guys together with Sherry.
Yeah, right. Well,
and he was so nice to Reba when he was walking to the ring.
Yeah.
Who Bobby Heenan said was his sister, Reba McIntyre. I wish we could have got to this because there's a story that during this face-off, Tito's telling Michaels he had a booger in his nose. So then Michaels backed away, did this, and then he came back and said, "Did I get it?" And Tito's like, "Yeah." And then they started.
Why does this sound like when you and I are talking in a
You said
line,
that's the
like
cave.
waiting for wrestlers, and I'm saying all of a sudden I look up, you got bats.
Yeah. You
And
don't have
you're
to
like,
look up that high. I'm not that much taller than you.
you're tall enough I can see up your nose.
Yeah, that's true. That's very helpful, by the way.
I'm so glad my height is a good thing
Yeah.
to look up your nose.
All right, number 5, Minders.
Uh-huh.
We're going to Houston wrestling for this one.
Okay.
Tito Santana in November of '81 against Nick Bockwinkel, 2 out of 3 falls.
I saw part of these.
This is so good.
Mm-hmm.
There's another match I think where they went 60 minutes, but I couldn't find that one. But Santana had won a big tournament like before. He beat Bockwinkel during the tournament. And then Bockwinkel got a wild hair about him and he challenged him for the trophy in this match.
Yep.
And Tito beat him. Arriba. I gotta say this. I love Tito's book.
Mm-hmm.
When I listened to it, the guy who narrated it was not good. He sounded very stereotypically Mexican. It didn't sound like Tito reading it. I like best when autobiographies have the guy reading it that wrote the book.
Yeah.
Killer Cross's book is a great example of that. But every now and then, what?
He read it.
He read it, yeah. But every time Tito would write something like spicy or like self-aggrandizing, he would finish with Arriba.
Okay.
I enjoyed that. Number 4, Minders. We talked about this briefly. The finals of the Intercontinental Championship tournament in 1990. Tito versus
that's
Perfect.
That right there is 2 technical wrestlers.
Did you watch this match?
I have not. I probably have before, but it's been.
Neither guy cheated. Even Perfect
Should
didn't
he
cheat.
have?
No, Perfect didn't cheat.
Perfect didn't always cheat.
But he would get a little dirty sometimes, but it was
He
pretty
would.
clean.
But
until the end when Bobby Heenan interfered. Because this is also the show. This is also the match where Perfect announced Heenan was his new manager.
Mm.
So Heenan just showed up out of nowhere and distracted Tito. But other than that, I mean, Perfect won with a roll-up.
I did enjoy listening to him talk about people no-selling and then winning with a roll-up.
Did you feel some sort of vindication?
A little bit. Not gonna lie.
We get that with a lot of the veterans that we talk to. They notice all this shit.
But people in charge today don't think we should notice it. But guess what? We do. Well, maybe not everybody, but we do. Problem is, I don't think
those of
everybody
us
likes
with
our
a discerning eye notice it.
Yeah.
All right.
Like I said, when I start saying things that Corny and Brian Last are saying, and I haven't listened to them already, because there's going to be a lot of things you're going to be like, I think I heard that before.
Uh-huh. All right. Number 3, Minders.
Mm-hmm.
The first of 2 matches with Greg the Hammer Valentine. This is the Lumberjack match.
I was disappointed in you.
Why?
I thought you were going to show him your card.
Oh, I should have.
You should have showed him your card. I almost mentioned it.
I kind of wish you had. Because not only the picture here, the let go of my toe, but on the back, it says Greg the Hammer Valentine, World Wrestling Federation Intercontinental Champion, twists the foot of Tito Santana.
Uh-huh.
That is not Tito Santana. That is Tony Gurria. But yeah, in hindsight, I wish I would have shown him the card.
That's all right.
Hey, Valentine popped when I showed him the card at the Expo.
I know.
All right, but anyway, the Lumberjack match. This is the one we're going to watch for Extreme Wrestling Review this week, Minders.
Sweet. Yeah, because technically Tito is ECW. So.
Yep, Tito was I think the last Eastern Championship Wrestling World Champion before Shane Douglas, who threw the belt down to win the to become Extreme.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one's a fun one.
They talked about this match a little bit.
What?
They talked about this match in the thing I listened. I'm going to have to send you some of these that I watched.
Yeah.
Because I think you would like them.
Yeah. All right. Number 2, Minderz. We did talk about this one during the interview. The World Tag Team Championship match, Strike Force versus the Hart Foundation.
Yes.
That's not a handsome face on Rick Martel in this picture.
No.
It's almost equine here.
No. It's not a good look.
But yeah, that's the thing. He's got Neidhart and the Boston Crab. Brett doesn't run in to break up the submission. Neidhart just submits.
Mm-hmm.
It's unheard of nowadays.
Yes.
But like I said, 6-year-old me popped hard for that one.
Okay.
All right. Are you ready for number 1, Minderz?
I am, but I have a feeling I already know what it is. Wow.
The number 1 favorite Tito Santana match from me. Santana versus Valentine in the cage in Baltimore. My favorite cage match ever.
I figured it would be.
Also, when we do part 2, I have a bone to pick with Tito Santana.
Uh-oh.
I wanted to be. I didn't want to be snarky this time.
You wanted to get to know him first? Is that what you're saying?
Well, at the end of this match, Valentine smashed up the Intercontinental title belt. This is when they debuted the gold one.
I would say they debuted the new one.
Right. But Tito took the old belt home with him.
Ah.
And then he said, I don't need this anymore. He gave it to his wife. His wife threw it out. I was like, what?
Well,
by the way, if somebody's selling a replica of that green Intercontinental belt, I am getting that belt because at some point I'm getting both of those men to sign it. It may be Morocco too if the time comes. Hey,
hopefully.
I feel like I need to find that Square Circle Expo post and put Morocco on there because I want them to bring him in.
Yeah, you need to. It sounds like we're going to be going later.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be in the late spring, early summer.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned about that. Because that's usually my week to Florida. That last week of May.
Yeah.
So they need to hurry up.
Well, you can always massage that.
And I'm supposed to go to New Orleans this year. Or this next year. All right.
All right. Well, so that's our number 1, and there's so many great Tito matches. It's hard to get just 10.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very much like what would young Rebs have said back then, because, like I said, he was my first favorite wrestler. He's still my favorite wrestler. As much as I love Arn Anderson, I think Tito's got him.
I'm telling you, 1A, 1B.
Yeah. So Minderz,
you need to come down off your high.
I need to come down off my high. It's been a phenomenal 5 years.
Yeah, you've done a great job for 5 years.
I like to think that I'm figuring it out. There's still things I don't know. Like I said, there are people that I want to thank. I want to thank Narj and Marco for starting it with me and getting it rolling. I want to thank you for jumping in and help me keep it going after they bowed out. I got to thank Gary.
Gotta thank Gary.
He's one of my best friends. And of course, we got to thank the Hoots, Barry and AJ.
Yeah, without the Hoots, we'd be struggling at times.
Yeah. And I don't want to make her blush. I got to thank the wife.
Do you want me to thank her? Because I will.
Well, she's the one, after Marco and Narj left, she's the one that convinced me to go ahead and keep going without them.
Well.
And I was fully prepared to shut it down if I couldn't figure out how to get it to work. And she convinced me to do it. So.
Well, I'm glad she did, because when I broke my foot, because that was when you brought me on.
It was maybe right a little bit before that.
But it was right when I broke my foot.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, yeah, because Jay passed away in January. That was probably the second time I was on. I broke my foot in April.
Yeah.
But this podcast is probably something that kept me from getting in my head too much. And not feeling like I wasn't doing anything. So.
Right. Yeah. Well, this is, I mean, there are times I have bad days, and this is a great distraction because just talking wrestling in general is fun.
Well, how many times have we came on and said, I don't know how the night's going to go.
Uh-huh. And
then we go off on a wild tangent, and then we're like, yeah, okay, we're all right.
Yeah. But, yeah, I wouldn't.
And all of our guests,
be it unknown wrestlers that people are just finding out about now. I mean, KJ Orso, Stackhouse, the Grappler, Fonzie, Horowitz,
Jack Victory,
Sandman. Yeah. We got Missy Hyatt coming up in a few weeks.
We do. I am actually super stoked about that one.
Yeah. And there's a couple other ones that we're working on that are going to be cool if it happens.
Try to get Nord on sometime.
Yeah, we got to get Nord on. Justin Credible still owes us a podcast.
So does Jason.
Yeah, maybe we can get them both on at once.
That'd be fun. Hey, Barry says he loves JTR.
Oh, well, we love Barry.
We do love Barry.
The big Ubangi. Look at that guy.
that guy right there.
But yeah, I just kind of want to get that.
We need a face like that for AJ.
Yeah, right.
I have to get one.
I got to figure out if Nacho makes a snarky face.
Yeah.
I know Sammy does.
Barry says it gives me something to look forward to, and I'm able to interact with my best friends.
I think not in the next, like after All Out, or All In, whatever the one at Wembley is.
All In.
I think we need to do our babyface draft.
Yes, please.
Like the week after we review the pay-per-view.
Okay, how are we doing that? Are we going with just a certain decade? Or are we going with all over? Or?
I think we'll just do it the same way we did the heel draft.
Okay, so we can go everywhere from GCW to
everything
WWE. Yeah.
But again, only considering their heel run, like not the turn or the face run before that or anything like that.
Well, their baby face run because we're doing baby.
Well, that's how we did the heel. Same thing, but in reverse for the baby faces.
Yeah. Barry, did you hear me? I get Ricky. If I have to give up Tito, I get Ricky.
My luck, one of those two is going to get the first pick, and they'll take Tito.
Probably.
Oh my goodness. Well, Minderz, what do you say we get out of here? I'm getting hungry. I think I was promised a rotisserie chicken at some point, so I need to see.
And
the macaroni's still cooking,
and you need some tea time.
And we got to have a tea party after we go off the air.
Tea party.
So we're going to get out of here. We cannot thank Tito Santana enough for coming on with us.
No. And you know what? Thanks to all the people that listen and that tune in to us and put up with our shenanigans.
We've had a global audience on this podcast over the years.
We have. And we made
since we stopped doing Podbean, I can't see for sure which countries, but
we're not sure what all countries are going. But like we said, we appreciate all of our listeners, everybody that tunes in to listen, even the people that come on here and make fun
our
of
commenters,
our commenters.
Updates. Sean with his Cubs updates.
Yeah. Barry and AJ with their comments Barry and AJ with their comments that we decide not to read.
Yeah. Guys like Wild Screenwriter and
I miss him. I miss Wild Screenwriter.
Yeah, I wonder what he's up to. Is that Jeff Farmer?
No.
Did he pick a new
It's not Jumpin' Jeff Farmer, I'm pretty sure.
But yeah, everybody that listens or watches.
Oh, don't forget, we had Bret Hart one time.
We did have Bret Hart one time. Everybody that subscribes to our Patreon, everybody that watches us on our YouTube, listens to us on all of our podcast platforms, we appreciate it.
Like we said, anybody that puts up with our shenanigans for an extended period of time.
Hey, the people that do the Squared Circle Expo, they give us press passes and they help us out. We could spend another hour thanking people, Minderz, but
we could. X-Bombers, hey, but a huge thank you to Diner Podcast and the X Bombers for
Yes.
helping us bring
help-
in Tito Santana.
They helped make this episode possible. So
I
huge
feel
thank
like
you for those
I
guys.
feel like not only some other podcasts that we work with, but those guys believe in us and believe we can get this to get going a little bit more.
I
So
feel like we need to get rid of JTR shirts to as a token. Or does he have one?
I thought he had one. I thought we took him one.
Did he got one? Oh, Dickie didn't get one.
Dickie didn't get one.
Oh, well, Dickie has to get one too.
But apparently the X Bombers told me I need to get I'm a Minderz girl for my mom and make her wear it to the show in November. Which I think that can be done. Or I'll have her just wear the Giddy Mindy one.
There you go. Dickie. Oh, Dickie, you gonna make me cry, man.
We love you too, Dickie, or we wouldn't ask you to be on the show.
That's true. It's like the one of the three kings of the Ileana podcast wrestling community.
And the jester.
All right, Minderz, we're getting punchy.
We are getting punchy. It's time for you to go eat and for us to have tea time.
Yep. I'll probably just So thanks everybody for joining us. Until next time, as always, for Minderz, this is Reb. Running y'all. Life is hard, work stiff, and we'll see you guys next time.